What up, gang-a-lang? Carolina Jackpot coming at you. It's about 5:30ish on Friday morning, and as promised, going to give my prediction on a couple bowl games. This is the ones for today only. I got two bowl games. You have the Bahamas Bowl today at 2 p.m. Between the Buffalo Bulls and the Charlotte 49ers. And then at I think 7:30 p.m. tonight, you got the Frisco Bowl between the Utah State Aggies and the Kent State Golden Flashes. A little bit different of a setup today, and I apologize if we're a little bit shaky. Actually, Saturday evening, Carolina Jackpot was involved in an automobile accident. And I got hit. It wasn't my fault. I was actually at a stoplight, and two cars wrecked on the road right out in front of me, and the one who was at fault actually got knocked back into me. She actually would have flipped over if I hadn't been sitting at the stoplight there. Yeah, so I probably totaled my car, and I'm driving a rental right now, so I went out this morning to get the little mount thing that I use for these videos out of the car, because I still haven't taken it yet. They're supposed to come yesterday, pick it up and tow it off, and they didn't come get it yet, so I haven't found out about that. But anyway, it's cold, and I'm fumbling around, and I have carpal tunnel as well, so my fingers, they don't work well in the cold, and they don't work well with little small objects like that in tight spaces, and I was just like frustrated, and I couldn't get it off, so I'm having to do this willy-nilly and hold the phone for you, which I don't like doing. I can just hear the people in the comment section, make a smart comment. Ooh, he had a wreck the other day, and now you're sitting here holding the VGD while you're driving. You know what? I've been doing this for years. I'll be fine. First off, the Bahamas Bowl. The Charlotte 49ers and the Buffalo Bulls both come in with 7-5 records there. Of course, this is Charlotte's first time in a bowl. Their program's been in existence for about 7 years. And they have what I like to call Little Dabo as the head coach. He was given that name by a friend of mine over on the podcast, the comrade, Mike Dobreski. I guess because he danced in the locker room after I don't know if they had a winning season. They found they were going to a bowl, I guess. He danced. Anyway, Will Healy, good young coach there. Charlotte, good team offensively. They can run the ball. Running back named Benny LeMay. I think he's won over 1,000 yards this year. I got a couple of decent wins. I think they knocked off Marshall this year, and they've played some decent tough competition. They took a pounding by Clemson, of course, just like everybody does. They took kind of a pounding by App State as well, but they actually put up some points on App State and moved the ball on them also. Both these earlier in the season. It's their first time in a bowl game. It's the Bahamas Bowl. Buffalo coming in at 7-5. I think kind of a little bit of a disappointing season for Buffalo, as they competed for the MAC championship last year. They had double-digit wins, and kind of took a step back this year. Lost some players to attrition, graduation, and so forth. Bahamas, kind of I guess, exotic destination, you'd say, for a bowl game. It's supposed to be in the 70 degrees there today and windy. I'm not sure which team exactly that's going to help, but I think that would give some sort of advantage to somebody there and a disadvantage to another team. Charlotte's run defense is really bad. They give close to 200 yards a game, and Buffalo is a team that can move the ball on the ground. That coupled with the fact they've been at bowls before, this is nothing new for them. I like the Bulls in this one. The game, it says they're 6.5-point favorites. By the way, if I didn't say earlier, I like them to cover that 6.5 points there. I think this will still be a good game, and I don't look for them to cover it by much, but give me the Buffalo Bulls to take a win and cover the spread in the Bahamas Bowl today from Nassau. Second game of the day, the nightcap, is the Frisco Bowl. No, it's not in San Francisco. It's not in Monte Frisco. It is in Frisco, Texas, a suburb of Dallas, which has been the home of the FCS National Championship game a few times. This one pits the Utah State Aggies versus the Kent State Golden Flashes. Utah State comes in 7-5. Of course, Kent State 6-6 this year. I was looking over some stuff there. Initially, I was all over Utah State at 6.5 point favorite because looking at Kent State's defense is ranked 120th in the country. But those stats are a little bit misleading because earlier in the season, Kent did give up 48 points to Wisconsin and gave up over 50 points to Auburn. Both those blowout losses, I think that we'll agree that, Kent is not in the class of Wisconsin or Auburn and wouldn't be hanging with those teams. So those numbers are a little bit skewed. They also took on Arizona State in the season opener. So the Flashes have definitely played a tougher schedule than what Utah State has. Fourth, Utah State at 7-5. Kind of a disappointing season for them. They were a double-digit win team last year behind Jordan Love at quarterback. This year, it was pretty much just Jordan Love by himself. Well, not really by himself, but he was really the only returning starter on the offensive side of the ball for the Aggies. Had to kind of rebuild a little bit. So 7-5, not a terrible mark for him. He's thrown for over 3,000 yards, but only 17 touchdown passes, which I thought was a little bit strange. Initially, like I said, I wanted to take Utah State in this, but you got to look at it more and more. Kent has actually won their last 3 ball games, and 2 of those were over Buffalo and Eastern Michigan, both teams that are competing in bowls. So, I don't know. That's going to be a tough one, but I'm still going to stick with my original pick, take Utah State in that one. I think they just have more bowl experience. And like I say, when Kent State did take on the powerhouse teams, they absolutely got pounded. It wasn't even competitive. The only one, perhaps the season opener against Arizona State, they did cover the spread there. And Kent's been good at covering spreads this year. I think their record is something like 9-3 against the number. So that might be a reason to possibly look towards them. But I would still take Utah State in this ball game. I think the offense is capable of putting up enough points here to cover that spread and win the ball game against the cream of wheaters from Kent, Ohio. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Well, like I said, the phone set up a little bit bad for me today. Just not used to doing it this way, but some more bowl game coming up Saturday, and some more, a good many more at the beginning of next week, so we'll get into that as they come along. See y'all later. Appreciate it. Peace, and I'm out. Go Gamecocks.